Today is your day, St. Mark's. Today we celebrate this congregation and St. Mark, the evangelist. Just who was St. Mark? Sometimes more formally called St. Mark, the evangelist. We believe that St. Mark was born in Alexandria as Simon Peter traveled following Jesus' ascension. Simon Peter met Mark, and Mark joined Simon Peter on some of his journeys as Peter went around sharing the good news of God in Jesus Christ. It is because of that we often say Mark's gospel contains Simon Peter's witness. Eventually, Mark went back down to Alexandria, where he was instrumental in founding a Christian community there. He later became a leader and bishop in the Church of Alexandria. After some time away, where he again went sharing the good news as he had heard it from Simon Peter, Mark returned to Alexandria, and we believe in the year 68, so about 35 years after Jesus' death and resurrection, Mark was martyred for his faith. Tradition tells us that the pagan community there in Alexandria put a rope around Mark's neck and dragged him through the streets of Alexandria. Mark, however, is remembered best for his faith. Scholars believe that Mark is the earliest of the four Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And Mark was writing to a community that was really facing struggles and challenges in their faith. We believe Mark was primarily addressing the Christian community in Rome as they were facing persecutions under the Roman emperor. Mark begins his gospel saying the good news of Jesus Christ. Mark wants us to know that at the heart of what he is about to tell us is good news. God has come to dwell with us in the midst of the messiness, the chaos, the uncertainty, the challenges of life. God has come in the flesh, in the person of Jesus Christ. And in the person of Jesus Christ, God conquers all of the pain, the suffering, the anxiety, the uncertainty through the cross and the empty tomb. For people who felt like, well, what good is my faith doing me? My brothers, my sisters, my family have died for their faith. Mark says Jesus has overcome that. Stay strong in your faith. Remember Jesus. Jesus, too, was betrayed, misunderstood, persecuted, and ultimately died to bring us back into right relationship with God. That is good news, not just for the Christian community in Rome, but for the Christian community in our time as well. Mark is often associated with the figure of a lion, rightfully so. When you think of a lion, you think of something that's majestic, something that's strong and full of courage. That's the symbol, that's the hope that Mark would lift up for you and for me as we seek to be followers of Jesus in this 21st century. So, my dear ones, yes, at times it does seem like the darkness is overpowering, that the forces that are in opposition to God are winning. But remember the lion. Remember Mark, who, in that reading I just read, 3 times he talks about good news. There is hope, and nothing will overcome that hope. Ultimately, God and God's love win.